Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with the final part, part 4 of episode 1, Exu Calamity. I'm gonna talk the briefest I ever have, because we have about an hour till 5 o'clock, and I want to try to get this out to you guys so that you guys could watch them back to back. I already put out 3 if you're seeing this. So, we basically at the end, I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know if I'm even gonna know the name of the person who was spoken, but I was speaking because I was going to cut it there. I go, all right, guys, we'll cut it there. Brennan said a name, and Travis and Sam and Marisha and maybe pretty much everybody, I think I said, except for Louise, who is Xerxes. Everybody seemed to have freaked out about it. They said somebody was coming in. Yeah, Brennan goes, announcing, blah, 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 blah. I didn't hear the name, and even if I did, like I said, I don't think I'd know who it is. But people freaked out about it. I was told that there are characters and introductions of people that will make the cast freak out, at least those who are deep in the lore. Obviously, Travis, Sam, Marisha, Abria was freaking out. It looked like Lou even made a face. You guys told me that Lou is on Dimension 20 with Brennan, who is a GM, DM. Abrea is up to something. Abrea's character, Laren, something's up with her character. She has something. She held it at the very end there and was like, this is what I need. And then everyone looked like, what is that supposed to mean? That's why I got distracted and I thought that was a good place to end it. But then all that other stuff happened. We all came together the last hour I watched about an hour and I don't know. I watched a bit. But we all came together, we all started talking, we all got our introductions. We find out that we all are doing what we're supposed to be doing. Our intentions all seem good, unless something is going on behind the scenes. All of our intentions seem good. Xerxes, we didn't hear from since the very first scene. And he kind of like tapped into everybody, like, what do you think of this? I'm having this dream. Brennan made it a point to say he probably had it 20 plus times before he even came to you people. Everybody is very trusting of one another, and I love the dynamic. I have to assume at this high level a character, they would have established these relationships where they feel they could trust these people. Unlike my comparison to Campaign 2 where I said, Campaign 2, no one really trusts each other. They're starting at level 14. So these people, I have to assume, are experienced, highly educated, and established bonds. They're all of the highest levels of what they do. I said Loquacious has to be the oldest of the batch. And Marisha seems like she's got deep roots in the history, and she explained crazy things going through the columns, and we talked about ley lines. I've been seeing this done a lot recently in a lot of things. Ley lines. We're dealing with that right now in Stranger Things. I finished all 7 of the first episodes, but I'm pretty sure if I'm not crazy, they were talking about ley lines. We talked again about Vespin Chlorus, who is clearly a very important person in all of this, if he is still even alive and he wasn't incinerated. There is a piece that Surrit found, Travis's character, which is a bow that is 12 feet, golden bow, some kind of fancy gold that Lou knew. Nidus figured it out right away, knew it was this specific kind of gold that made this 12-foot bow, apparently wielded or held by a solar, which is an angel, and something decimated this thing with ease. So let's just jump in. You guys want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons out of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusive you'll only see on Patreon. The link's at the end. Dozens of shows you'll only see there. I just don't have time to edit it all, guys. Go check it out. If not, episode 1, the final part of Exu Calamity. I rewound it a little because I want to hear the name.
Announcing the champion of the Matron of Ravens, Purvan Suul!
Purvan Suul. That was in, I believe, the Dude JB's notes to me. Purvan Suul was in there.
What?
Who is Purvan Suul?
You see?
Very important figure. The reactions at the table.
He should have like parts the ivy a little bit so we get a good look. Thank you.
Purvan Suul. So everyone's freaking out.
Walking through the doors
All
of
right,
the Palazzo
we're gonna get a look.
Porco. A young man, long dark hair, light brown skin, a severe, grave expression on his face.
Oh,
And you see, he's got a wolf with him.
the guy with the wolf. All right. It's nice to know he's the
walks
guy
into
with the
party
wolf.
and
I'm going to pour this in my
goes
drink.
over the gala. As in this age of Arcana,
Purvan Suul.
a champion of the gods has walked in. What a quaint and wondrous
I should go
thing
back
to
after this and
behold.
reread the Purvan Suul.
The man who walks in bears terrestrial mud on his black leather boots. He walks in the stoic countenance of a ranger, and you see beside him a black and gray wolf stride in. He looks around sullenly. A mantle of raven's feathers around his neck.
Do we get a picture of him or no? Because he's not an actual character, like for us to play.
He's not clad in armor, though.
I want to hear the questions they
seem
ask based
clad
on
in
what they
armor.
already know.
Oh, interesting. Oh, of course. Oh, shit. Okay, sorry.
I'll tell you after.
Hey,
See, I don't know. That's
why
insider
would any kind of
information. I don't
special
know.
armor
Ooh,
be needed
Jesus,
in this
Jay, what are you
wonderful
doing?
age of Arcanum?
Sure. He's just a guy.
He's just a guy.
Hold on his boot.
Walks in, and you see this young man walk in. I will tell you,
had napkins on
out
me,
of game,
luckily.
truly, this guy's probably 7th or 8th level. He's not glowing with. tons
So
of,
I'm assuming this guy fought some crazy ass battles.
Okay.
They are wondering
this guy
why he
got a
doesn't have
question from
armor,
somebody.
but
You
why would
see
he
That
if he is in an age of innocence?
Madara Glyph walks
that's a
up and
movie, isn't it?
approaches your
Age of
table
Innocence?
and gestures to you.
I've never seen it. If it is, I know it. I think it
Xerxes,
is.
and says, my lord, Sir Ilrez, my apologies. I wished to introduce you. There's quite a curiosity here. A terrestrial champion of the matron of ravens.
Matron of
has
Ravens, the
arrived, and I wished
queen.
for him to
Oh.
meet Avalir's
Yes, of course.
first night.
Is this the person that took over for the
I will.
Raven Queen or whatever it
right
was?
there. One moment, please.
Something happened
I don't want to show that we're
where
so
someone
earnest.
replaced her, a mortal.
Of course, I meant only to say because he himself is a champion of the
course.
the Raven Queen,
Yes.
Raven
and of course
Queen.
our champion draws on divine source without.
Is
of
it
course,
still
needing any
the person who took over?
Midris? So
I will make sure that he is aware of my presence.
All right then. Love it.
and she
Love it. So amped.
she wanders off.
Can I snap for 2 hobadobs?
Yeah.
Clean the man's boots. This is the Palazzo Porco.
Right, you are, sir. And you see, they issue habitats. So you see this.
Yeah,
guy
but is that
walk
gonna
in,
come off as
look around kind of
insulting?
Sullenly at everyone here, and 2 brightly colored magical scarecrows come up and start mopping his feet, and he goes, "I beg your pardon," and starts to move. And you see Galdrick snarls at the Hodmadads, but also Galdrick is like, "Do I bite this
Suit of empty
clothing
clothes.
that's floating around?" So
Well, this is.
I would almost
such
feel
a
like
weird
that guy
turn
would
of
get
events. You've got
insulted.
God
Why are
stuff
you
going
washing
on
my
left and
boots?
right here. Now there's
How
a
dare you?
God
Are you
guy
calling me
in
dirty?
your house and here's my takeaway from all this. I don't know how it's all related, and I'm desperate for you all to figure it out. But one of my new sponsors
Yes.
is
Oh my God.
the Market of Wonders. And maybe I could get them to sponsor a 2 or 3
I thought he was gonna do
article
an ad.
series about how the gods are among us or something like that. The wonders of the gods meet the Market of Wonders or something like that. I don't know. I'm spitballing. I'll keep working on it. You guys figure out the nitty gritty of the connection.
I literally thought Am was
It could be
Am.
something.
I literally
But
thought Sam was
there
going
is
to work an
something,
ad in there.
The celestial, the prophecy sort of sensation you're describing in your dream does make me wonder about, should we consult with the hall? Is it the Hall of Prophecy?
Hall of Prophecy.
The Hall of Prophecy. I mean, the oracles there might be able to help.
I enjoy him
illuminate
very
some of
much.
the meaning of your
Well, I
dreams.
heard they're taking
In the beginning, I thought he was going to be a
24
shady
hours
character,
respite.
but
He's
I
tired or
dig Nidus.
something.
I didn't hear that. Why didn't I hear that?
I don't know. Actually, I was going to ask you there, and they heard they're just not responding.
Laren's trying to cram that bit of metal into her clutch. Stupid tiny bag.
To Loquacious and Laren, it's strange that you haven't heard that the Hall of Prophecy is closed.
That's very weird.
So it is closed.
I mean,
Or
I haven't heard anything about
I was just like, I don't understand why they can't just wait another 24 hours till after the replenishing to take their little vacation.
They're
So,
also the prophets. When they take a day
clearly
off,
something
they would
is
know about it in
awry.
Israel.
For that? Has
Bread.
that ever,
A slice of rye
happened
bread.
before?
This is rye. Kentucky rye.
There is no precedent for this.
All right, well.
Well, we should probably go and check it out.
Yes, we should.
Us ourselves?
Well,
Yes, I mean,
Well,
I have a lot to say with regard to the
Yeah.
replenishment
We
and
should.
other things, so...
We should.
Well, I want to go and have a word with this champion, at least.
Oh, yes.
sure. Do you need some backup? Do you need
I
some-
would like some extra...
I would imagine everyone is
in case
quite
you notice
thrilled
something
by
that I-
this man, right?
We're all standing nearby, kind of in a loose circle.
Xerxes is almost giving me the impression that he has like
Yes,
like something negative to say or something. Maybe he's just very serious.
I wouldn't mind knowing who invited him in particular, unless you know Pasha.
Yes, he's a guest of a member of the Silver Ring, Magistrate Hollow.
Or this is the Dean Lycretia Hollow.
Jean Lucretia Hollow.
Dean Lucretia
Hollow,
Hollow.
and
That is
what
it.
is
I like that name.
their area?
That sounds like something from Harry Potter. Lucretia
They are the
Hollow.
Dean of the Throne of Necromancy.
Okay.
Oh,
To
necromancy.
invite him.
Dean of
I'm
necromancy.
going to then step outside of our little field.
As you all go over to approach, I mean, it is a curiosity, certainly. You see Lycretia Hollow along with Madara Glyph and the
Madara Glyph,
Magister
we've heard.
Micah Cormorant, Speaker of the Fourth, have all sort of
remember
gathered
that one.
around this young man, Purvan Suul.
That's a
And
good name
you-
too.
As you
Purvan
approach,
Suul.
you can hear the Magister say,
Pumat Suul.
"Surely some great distance traveled on foot, no less. I can't imagine. It's quite a journey. And how long have you sworn this devotion to the radiant eminence, the matron of Raven?"
I'm assuming
Pervon
life
looks out and goes,
for my entire life.
"Many long years have passed in the service of the Raven Queen, my mistress. I have come to speak on matters divine to the Septarian."
Oh.
Of course you have.
Us.
You see that there is a ruffle of polite laughter.
I'm
and
assuming he's
this
talking
guy
about-
looks pissed and
we're
sad at the like look of sort of derision. You see, he says, he's like, "I understand that the Septarian is the ruling council of Avalier. Is this not correct? My understanding is that a number of artifacts may have been brought herein to the city." You see, everyone sort of looks around, confused at each other. He says, "The Septarian is what I must speak with."
I'm going to approach and try to break this up.
I understood that the first time.
So that's good.
Perversion.
And
Perversion.
I kind of got there in time to overhear some of this.
Pervian
and
Suul?
Xerxes is
Pervian? Now I'm
kind of stroking
tricking
his
myself.
his beard. He has a beard, and in the front there's like
feel like the
one
sun is
tightly
getting really
braided,
bright, so I had to dye that.
longer kind of lock. And he's kind of stroking that as he's taking.
I was
in
telling
this
you guys last time,
champion
but
and,
look, back here is
steps
forward, if you
forward
can
and he
see it.
says,
He's like, you can barely see it.
"Champion of the Matron of Ravens." Yes.
There we go. Champion of the
You see, he
Matron of
bows
Ravens.
his head respectfully to you.
All right.
First Knight of Avalier.
First Knight of Avalier. Yes.
Yes.
Shall I escort you away from your audience?
You see, Madara looks and says, "Sir Ilres, please, well, listen,
I say, Madara.
Oh,
sorry." And you see that
Oh.
she looks off.
Pasha.
Pervon looks at you and says, I appreciate the offer. I would ask if, I know that you serve the Septarian directly. You see as he speaks, Galdrick kind of nuzzles up against his leg. You see that as Madara
Galdrick.
goes
I
on,
want Galdrick.
Magister Cormorant speaks up, and you see he says, "Champion Pervon," and you see Pervon looks over and says, "You may refer to me simply as Champion." Oh my God! And you see that he says, "Well, I think it quite telling that you should know that our first knight, Xerxes, is a wielder of divine magic with no devotion to any deity to speak of. He has mastered the ability to call upon the divine simply as a champion of the people of Aurelia, and perhaps
I'm watching.
Yeah.
Pervon. I'm just wanting to see how all of this lands on him. I'm not even
How he's reacting to it.
looking at the magister that's talking.
The fatty cat's
Pervon
over
is
there.
sort of taking it in. You give me an insight check if you want. Yeah.
Sure. Want a nice Hawaiian punch? Sure.
17.
You can see Pervon is deeply uncomfortable and does not wish to be here. You see that
I feel like
Magister
it's just
Corman,
out of his comfort zone,
simply
the
says,
whole thing.
I simply think it interesting. You know, there's been so many upheavals in recent history. You yourself, the champion of a new deity, and our champion not needing a deity whatsoever. And you see there's sort of some polite laughter.
Laughter. Yeah.
You see, like,
It's a
Lucretia
bit of a
Hollow
blow.
looks over at you, Pasha, and says, "It is so striking, champion, that the matron of ravens ascended to the heights of divinity, but saw fit to, of course, erase her magical research. We live in an age in which knowledge, as our Keeper of Scrolls can attest to, is shared.
That's
Seems
a thing.
rather interesting that the greatest arcane achievement of the age would be erased.
That's
Feels somehow
interesting.
not in the spirit of the age.
If I did know that,
Who's saying this?
I
This
didn't realize
is,
it until now.
Dean Hollow of the College of Necromancy.
Dean Hollow, Lucretia Hollow.
Pervon looks out and says, "I do not care for this conversation, nor to continue it.
It's the only conversation you're going to get, so maybe you pipe up.
Oh. Whoa. That's a...
The knowledge won by my mistress was hers and hers alone, and hers to do with what she willed, and she did as she willed in her ascension and in the acts to follow. I serve the goddess of death." And you see he turns and walks away, and you hear Dean Hollow call out, "She is still one of us, though, is she not?" And he stops here, says, "She was one of us. She does remember from whence she came. It is not their world any longer. Why would she not welcome us behind her?"
Behind her.
Pervon leaves the room.
Can I start applause?
Can I
It
start
starts
applause?
and the entire
I use this applause to mask a message to Pervon, and I say, "If you wish to hear more,
What is she
meet in the
doing?
room
Like,
behind the vines."
amazing. Cool.
amazing.
Pervon
I love
leads in
how
the direction
I said
Xerxes
this in
that
the
you
last
pointed.
episode. Brennan
What is everyone doing right now?
compliments
Like, in this
them
sort of applause
after greatness, I
as
feel like.
the dean of the College of Necromancy effectively claims a member of the prime deities as still being on the home team.
Laren is going to like start walking for the door.
So,
but I do use
Raven
my,
Queen, one of the prime deities,
my bracelet to
opposite
send a
the
sending
betrayer, obviously.
To Knight S. I need 4 automatons in the heart right now. I have what I need, and I have very little time.
Oh, yes. Nidus is buzzing.
Radiator time while he figures this out.
I grab a Hamadab.
Yeah.
Hamadab.
And I just write down 4 automatons to heart this instant. This needs to be.
I don't think
in
Lou
the
is
hands
ready
of
for this.
as
What am I
quickly
thinking
as
of?
possible.
Lou!
All right, you all, sir. He rolls into a ball of fabric and
made
flies
me
out
do
the
it
window.
low.
Just like flattens himself to be just like a like pain, like kind of magic carpeting off, and takes off into the city. Laren, you head off to the heart of the city, I
Yes.
assume.
Fight
Walking
Club.
out?
I'll send you a sending on the way
Fight
out.
Club
It
when
just
Brad
says,
Pitt's
"Thank you."
bleeding in the gangster's mouth in the basement. Low.
Incredible.
Let us
so I
fight
need
here
to do because
low.
it seems like there's a big moment at this party. People are scattering.
Yes.
There was some talk about the Hall of Prophecy. Pervon is still sort of like walking away in
Pervon,
a state of
my favorite.
religious offense, right? So you're heading to the heart. Where else is everybody headed?
I do want to ask Dean Hollow one
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
After he sends
I want to
off
know what the
Pervon
hell
and
Abrea
I'll
is up
just step
to.
in
I
and
mean,
say-
we're really in the dark about
like
this.
Lucretia Hollow is a woman.
Oh, sorry, Lucretia Hollow. thank you.
Lucretia Hollow. It is
Yeah,
my
I'll just,
favorite name. It is
approach
Harry
and say,
Potter-esque
"Well
to the
done.
extreme. Sleepy Hollow,
You represent the city well.
Deathly Hollows,
I,
Lucretia Hollows.
I find it strange that you would care so much about anyone replicating what the matron did. No one has ever come close to such a feat, correct?
Give me an insight check.
I was like, is Brendan not even prepared for that? What is that? All right, here we go.
23.
That's pretty wild. I dig it.
Wait a minute. What's your plus to insight?
13.
Cool.
13 plus. I mean, you could roll a 1
she
and almost
looks at
get
you and
something
says-
beneficial.
Actually, I have a. Wait a
Yeah.
minute. I have.
Yeah, she looks at you and says, "I'm sure I haven't the faintest idea." And the ring on your hand glows.
Ah,
Oh my god!
so he's got a truth-telling ring. Truth-telling ring.
There it is. There it is.
It's like a lie detector
Very
test on
fair.
his
I
finger.
hope you enjoy the champagne. I'm sure there's lots of it.
You walk away seeing the
I
silver circlet.
said this
around
before,
your neck,
Lou's my
marking you as a
favorite-
member of the Ring of Silver.
Overall character. I love Travis's
Can I pull
voice.
Keisha for
Like
a
his
dance real quick.
his personality, whatever you call it, the voice he uses, flat out.
We adjourn to the dance floor, and I say, Pasha, I must ask.
Yes.
You know that I am happy to make allowances for certain members that are perhaps not entirely recorded.
I love that Marish is like holding his hand in the air.
Will you not remind me?
Yes. Though I must ask, everyone up until this point has been someone of influence and someone who I was happy to do a favor for. However, today I was visited by Magister Cromwell.
This would have, I believe, this actually was Milas'
Yes.
friend.
Milas
friend.
Today I was
I remember that
visited
name.
by a low-level
sounded like friend.
Magister Milas friend asking for the same sort of allowances that I've been giving out to members of more esteem. So I must ask, have you been offering my services to members so low as he?
Oh.
Do I recognize his name?
Give me a history check.
That was out of the blue. I didn't expect that.
Well,
I thought we were
Masters
going
is
somewhere
18.
else.
Oh, wow.
18. That is a low.
Circle's
Sure.
been breached. Milas' friend's not one of yours. There might be some people who need to forget some stuff.
All right then.
This name does not ring true in my head in the slightest. And I know everyone.
Well, clearly not.
And I'm going to spin her away.
If you knew everybody.
Seems
I
this-
walk away pissed. Who the fuck is this guy?
And I'm going to go get 4 automatons, for an additional 4 automaton. Head back to the vault to get 4 more automatons, and follow. Head to the heart
You're
after
rolling
late.
8 deep now.
Amazing.
I'm going. Well, there's the 4 that are going now. Hopefully the fabricator gets, and I'm going to make sure we get 4 additional. automatons.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah,
In
smart.
Redundancy.
Redundancy.
In
incredible.
redundancy.
No intercepts.
The guild you take
No
off
intercepts.
on a palanquin of automata, rushing through the city.
One last thing.
Yes.
I write Xerxes a message that I'd like to speak to him before we land, at some point.
Okay.
I like how they preemptively do things.
Because I'm trying to follow.
As am I.
Yeah. Cool. So,
All right.
So you guys see Nidus, after a quick dance with Pasha, is rushing out, surrounded by automatons. You see there's a couple of of Harvest Moon soldiers waiting for you outside as well. Yes. They begin to swoop around you and make ready for some kind of business. And you do see Xerxes and Loquacious on your way out.
All right.
Xerxes.
I just want to see where we're at now.
Brother, I wanted to say.
We still got 25 minutes.
Your forthrightness has done us
25
some
minutes.
Good. You are a
The
brilliant
Pumpkin
first
King.
man. And in the position you
My
deserve.
bad. My bad.
Well, thank you, my friend. Let me see if I can prove your words right. As we need to speak later, but I'm gonna catch up to this guy.
Yes, and I have business of my own. Yeah.
Xerxes, keep up.
Cool. Guildmaster of the Golden Sun
Xerxes,
takes
keep
off
up.
to go grab Automata. You're like going through Excelsior Square. It's a zoo. It's the eve of the replenishment, and you're like fighting through Excelsior Plaza to get to your Automata. You rush down back to the heart of Avalier.
I'm just like looking like
The extraplanar gold. You two are rushing off after Pervon, right?
Yes.
the only thing I can
Pasha,
think
you've just found some news about a little breach in the circle.
is that a
So
Bria.
as Pasha is still
that
at
that
her
thing is
party,
like a highly
standing
conductive
under
piece of
this
metal because if
immaculate
it's like
tree
extraterrestrial
that Nidus
type.
graced my presence with. And she's just kind of standing there, and it's like one of those shots where
had to
you know
back
she's
up.
still and everything is buzzing around her in fast motion. And
Did I hit the
she casts
radiator? I don't
detect
even remember
thoughts.
anymore. I don't remember.
And
my
she's
life.
like ice cold in her face, just kind of almost like the fixture of
Oh, I
this
did when-
party.
yeah, when
and she's
Lou-
just gonna go bing, 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 and just bounce around and just like listen. Yes.
I'm loving it.
Go ahead. I'm going to
like? Oh,
ask
it's
for an investigation check, and I'm going to ask for it with advantage.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
I'm going to set a pretty low DC here. You got the psychic.
I
you got the
remember
psychic
this
power.
style of play, by the way. I remember when we were in these kind
We're
of.
gonna need that low DC.
Weak.
Yes,
Thank God. 12.
Oh my God, that might be the lowest I thought we'd ever have. That is low. That is low.
Level 14.
Level for a level 14, 12.
You begin to move
His
through the
multiplier
party.
was higher than the
You're
other one.
looking for somewhat like I think you like zero in on Madara Glyph. You're like you've been
Madara
annoying the
Glyph
hell
is
out
a
of
great
me.
name too. I feel like that's Star
You see her,
Wars
like,
esque, like Clone Wars Madara Glyph.
Gala, this way, and you see you're like zeroing in on her. You're listening for someone. You're like, where did the circle get breached? Somebody here talked when they knew they shouldn't. You hear a voice in your detect thoughts, but the voice is quiet, like it's someone whispering to themselves in their own mind. Do you turn to look to see
Yes.
who it is?
Immediately,
I
yes.
just kind of look in the periphery.
All right, enough. Okay,
Barely tilting
I'll do
my
that.
head
I'll
as
start
little
there.
as I can.
But you better
As little as you
freaking
can.
look. I ain't taking
see
that as a
a
final answer.
Wobbling Hodmadad.
How to
who
be a
has
millionaire.
Stopped serving drinks. Just sort of wobbling there.
This. Not my little scarecrows. I didn't bring.
Not one of my little
bring 700 of them.
scarecrows. Yeah,
Sort of wobbling there. So
I brought 700 of
See
them.
the tray kind of lists to one side and comes back. And you see, with your detect thoughts, these are automata. They're not sentient. Listening through detect thoughts. Godranus. And you see the tray clatters to the ground, and the Hodmadad disanimates and is a pile of clothing on the floor, soaking up the champagne.
What? Oh, this is not good at all.
I'm going to clock this because I've been keeping track of not just Dean Lucretia Hollow, but also Bola's bitch ass.
Bolo, yeah, where's Bolo?
And automaton
Bolo is the
just
date of
dropping
Loquacious.
Into fabric on the
I
floor.
would make eye contact
Yeah.
with Saren and be like,
And it says Gordranas.
go. Like,
Yeah, break on it. Yeah.
Break on it. Cool. You go grab that Hamadad, sweep it off the floor. See a nearby mage is like, looks like that Hamadad's having a little too much to himself. Ha ha ha!
Cavalier.
That's my best friend.
Amazing.
This is his best friend. Nothing's gonna cramp my style.
Oh my God.
You see,
Love it.
You grab the
He is
Hamadad,
amazing.
take off into the
I
maze. So,
almost got like
Excelsior Plaza,
upset that Matt
into the
Mercer
heart,
wasn't there.
Run off into a
He's
back room with
aces.
this disenchanted thing. You're still sort of holding court here. We cut to our two outside, following
Guys.
Pervon.
Sir Suul, Pervon.
So haven't I seen that name before?
turns to look at you
Suul,
when you say
S-U-U-L.
champion.
Maybe it's from something else, not this. I feel like I've seen that name before.
I meet him.
Suul.
Am
Am I thinking of Zool from Ghostbusters?
I'm not trying to make it seem like,
Zool.
you know,
I don't know.
yes. But I'm
Look at
stepping
look at
towards
Lou
him
running.
with
I
a
love
sense of
Lou running.
authority.
Yeah, Galdrick, you see the wolf. The
I
wolf
love it,
steps
I
around
love
and goes. The wolf growls a little bit. He turns around and says,
What's the wolf? The wolf's like
turns around and
Godric.
says,
It sounds like Godric. Gadric?
Well, I've come to ask that of you.
Grodric?
Please don't leave in a huff. Some of our allies back there, and I don't even want to say allies. Some of the other guests were rude to you, and
Arrogant.
we just came to apologize.
Go ahead, Loquacious. Give me a persuasion check, and with Xerxes at your side, go ahead and give me it with advantage.
Oh, I see Sam's hand. Now I know the layout. I wasn't sure exactly where we were sitting. I thought maybe we were across each other.
29.
29, dude.
First one was
That's
only a
not
29.
dude.
Pervon turns to look at you and says, I fear you make your home in a nest of vipers, gentlemen. I cannot speak highly of my experience thus far in the City of Crowns.
Have we seen...
You're mistaken, at least on one count. This is not my home. We are approaching it. And I'm ready to have a very different kind of conversation with you, if you are willing.
Pervon Suul.
Speak your mind,
Suul.
personally.
Pervon Suul.
What brings you here?
I'll talk later.
You seem to have come with some urgency and some concern.
Very recently,
Pervon Suul. I'm digging this dude with the...
very recently,
What's his wolf doing? What's his fucking wolf doing?
I've come into the awareness that my mistress feels a concern. Something is moving upon the face of Exandria. Something that for the moment eludes even her sight. Her counsel brought me to Vasselheim.
My God, he talks so slow, but
My
it's
search was
the
drawn
build is so
short.
great.
When I arrived at the sanctum of Vespin Chlorus.
Did you meet him?
No. He had gone missing by the time I arrived.
Yeah, what, dusted?
But you arrived at the site where he attempted this rite?
This rite? What is
Here
a
you
rite?
see
A ritual?
Pervon looked surprised. You just said something Pervon did not know.
Oops.
Oh,
I
shit.
will cast Gift of Gab.
Against Pervon.
I take it back.
Yep. It's a...
Yeah, but is that bad to be casting spells on champion?
Yes, yep.
I've talked this before in campaign 2. Is it
you
wise
see,
to do that against people like that?
So
I'd be
you-
pissed off if you
so in
cast
other
a
words,
spell on me.
that is like a vision that you have of the future that is quickly drawn back, and you see he goes,
I hope he remembers. I hope he's like, don't you...
I cannot long remain in this place. My heart belongs back in Isilra. There are still answers waiting for me in Vasselheim. I came here to attempt to find reason amongst the mages of this place. There is precious little to find here.
You may be incorrect about that. The mages can be helpful, but only if you know the way in which to approach them. We can help in that matter. If you give us some information, we can pass along to them. Be a conduit for your matron.
I came to Vasselheim in search of answers, and I believe some answers may have come aboard your city back during its stay there. The auguries which I used brought me here, but with little detail in the way of what I sought, so I came to ask the aid of mages. What I can tell you in this moment. Here he stops to consider what he...
Guys, I am
honestly feels
entranced
like
by
sharing
this character.
in a city that he has some reason to distrust. He says, "It is the belief of my mistress that something very reckless may have been attempted."
Well, that's, I mean...
Many have sought to recreate the miracle of my mistress's ascension. Foolishly, and it has ended poorly for them all, or at least for those powerful enough to begin what they could not finish.
I figure that much.
It is my belief, based on the counsel of my goddess, the Archmage Chlorus attempted something wholly different. Not a recreation, but something new.
To change
something much riskier and more foolhardy.
What's different than recreation is changing it.
Ascension to godhood?
Oh, yeah, like riskier than the only thing that could be riskier than ascending to godhood to me would be like changing history to ascend to godhood. Maybe.
That ruled over that domain.
I apologize.
Whose name my mistress sundered and removed from the fabric of reality itself. What complaint could he offer for his own demise that would not be hypocrisy? God of death, dying can hardly be said to be an aberration. It is my mistress's belief that Vespin did not orient his attentions in the direction of any of her or the counsel she keeps. By which I mean to say that she has already conferred with each and every one of the prime deities. None of them felt an attempt on their domains or any of their power, and yet a ripple was felt.
Aiming for a different sort of a god.
We can imagine no other directions.
This is some
if divinity
deep
was sought, and
Radiator.
none of my mistress's counsel could offer insight. I need not tell you there are precious few options left. I will tell you this, friend. Hopefully, I have not given this wisdom foolishly. You understand the implications of what I now tell you. If we are correct, what Vespin's focus was...
I'm following, guys.
It is deeply troubling.
We're taking...
lack of sight into what may occur. Even more so.
Forgive me, champion.
Guys, This is the last 5 minutes,
I
so
must implore you to
cheers,
speak
y'all.
plainly.
We'll jump in episode 2. You know, I'm
And
going
not
to
in
talk at the
riddles.
end. But holy shit.
What do you think happened? And tell it clearly, please, so that I too may be clear on it.
Every mortal mage who has attempted to recreate the Raven Queen's ascension has attempted to do as she did.
Right.
Ascend
Yes.
to a prime deity, strike them from their throne and take their place, erasing their name. Vespin is a better mage than any other who has attempted, and we know that he did not commit that same folly.
Something else happened,
We
clearly.
do not know for certain what happened.
Yeah, we don't know what
Having
happened.
removed what we know did not, leaves us afraid.
I get what they're saying. Do we even know?
Just so we're clear.
Do you guys know? I don't
wouldn't be
know. I
comfortable
clearly
with
don't
like a
know. Do you
one-on-one
guys know?
sit-down in a-
That's where I'm unclear.
Just a exclusive-
Oh, yeah, he wants to do the
exclusive.
Harold's
I can
tomb.
get some
Tome.
really great
Tome,
illustrations
not the
made.
tomb.
Good luck with your
Tome.
pit of vipers.
Good luck with your pit of vipers. Yeah, this dude is a solid champion. This dude is like straight up historical greatness.
Free advice, change your first name.
You see, he goes, "It's normal where I come from," and you see,
Oh my god. First, oh my god, because perversion. It's like perversion. I was thinking the same thing, and I've never heard of this guy. That's got to be why he said that.
Raven's wings vanishes and disappears.
Pick up one of the raven feathers.
It's a little like
that fell off.
Pervin. I'm Purvan. Purvan Suul. Like, that's such a bad name. I thought the same thing. It's like perversion, Pervin. I'm a pervert. Perv.
Impression. What I don't understand is why he didn't just say that he attempted to ascend to.
It didn't
the place of
exist
a
when I
betrayer.
lived.
He's
Love
not
it.
ascending. He's descending.
Yeah.
He's trying to awaken a betrayer god and
To take their place.
awaken them somehow.
awaken them.
Yes.
Guys, this
Yes.
has got to
Give them
be
some sort of volition to break
8 minutes.
free. Of
I just got to know,
whatever they
because I got to
are.
know like how far we're dealing with
I
here.
don't know.
I'm like totally in. I
Well,
could watch
God
this
knows what.
for another
Ah.
3 hours. I'm gonna
well, that's a good
probably
title.
tonight or tomorrow jump in to whatever I can. I'm gonna do the Twitch thing tonight. Tonight it's Thursday.
We're
I
going
can get
to
a
cut
good
from
jump on it,
here. So,
and I want to.
thankfully, you guys have scattered the party, which is great for me. Love that.
Here's the breakdown.
Sarah,
Sarah,
you find a quick room to yourself. Quiet, off to one side, small chamber in the Palazzo Porco.
Palazzo
As you look at the
Porco.
Hadmadad disanimated,
No, I-
what do you do? Like, describe to me what it is you want to do.
So I have an ability that allows me to an eye for detail. It allows me to make a perception check to spot a hidden creature object, to make an investigation uncover, or decipher clues or anything that might be hidden. So
Down.
I'll spread it
love
out
it.
on the
I love the
floor,
high level shit because you got
but
spells
then
and
take a
things you
step
could do
back
that
above it.
normally wouldn't see.
My crest starts.
It's all.
to,
It's
feather
great to
out,
see
and,
the extremes.
I'll
I love
take
the
a look
high
just
level
at
shit,
first at what I see,
and I love to see you
and
have
then
to
push in
deal
closer.
with not having a whole lot. I love that extreme.
You take a look closer here. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Come on.
And I'll also.
I'm gonna guess. Ready? I'm gonna start guessing things.
Just
24.
because, I'll also
24.
use unerring eye.
My first
which
thought
allows
was
me to sense the
23,
presence of illusion,
but I'm
shape,
saying
changes,
24. I don't
non-dimensional
care.
form, or
24,
Other magic
I'm-
designed to deceive the senses within 30 feet.
Gotcha, Travis.
So investigation.
24.
Oh Jesus. Yeah,
That's
that's
bad.
a 31.
Kind of.
Okay.
30. That's a dirty.
Yeah. Did he not sound negative? I thought the same thing. People were like, "Oh, that's a good kind of Jesus." He went, "Oh." Hominid.
Look at this Hadmadad down
Hadmadad,
here.
I'm sorry.
Disanimated.
Hominid. Hominid?
Something's
Hominid.
wrong. And on a 31. You're not alone in this room.
I'm picturing iRobot with Will Smith, and all these robots are around him that are about to go freaking nuts.
Invisibility is a pretty beloved power. It's easy to get. Even very junior mages can master it. The problem with invisibility is light is very important for a number of functions. And no matter how cloaked you might be in it, you can't make your whole self invisible.
Based on other elements.
Even if it's smaller than a pinprick. You need just enough of your eyes to stay visible that light can hit them and you can still see. Now, perceiving a fraction of a pupil hanging in space, smaller than a grain of sand, would be
Those are the
beyond
days
most
of our
people.
lives.
But you've been trained to look for them because they always move in two.
Unlike your eyes.
Look at Marisha. Look at Marisha. I love it. Yes.
You look up in a
I don't know how
mirror
much of this is going to keep
in the
continuing.
chamber, and you can see behind you, smaller than grains of sand, there are two pupils.
I go about my normal business.
Pretend it ain't happening. I
Bring
would
my
probably
eyes
do
down
the
to
same.
mirror,
I would probably do the same
continue with
thing.
the items,
Play like you're
and I
dumb.
will,
You don't want to
slowly
give immediate, like,
return
what
to
are
my
you?
body
Hey!
And
That's
unsheath both of my hawks. And as fast as I can, I'll spin and not only draw both of the hawks,
Yeah.
but my wings come out.
Hell yes.
Yes.
For the first time in this campaign.
That's what
go
I'm
ahead and give
thinking,
me an
like
attack
that.
roll.
Yes.
And you can go ahead and give me a stealth. You don't even need a bonus action for it, but give me
The
a
first
stealth,
attack roll.
to see if you can.
Here we go,
hide the
guys.
drawing
We
of
got
the axes.
probably very little
21
time
for
left. I don't even
stealth.
know anymore, but it's less than 5 minutes.
Copy that.
Okay.
Go
we
ahead
go.
and make the attack roll with advantage.
With advantage.
Attack.
Oh,
I knew he was going to do it. Like, phew.
it's 18 both times, so a 25 to hit.
You absolutely hit. You are going to roll sneak attack on this.
Oh shit!
Sneak attack.
Okay.
Sixes.
Is that 8d6s?
My dice, guys, there are dice and towers and stuff coming. I don't know where it is yet, but hey.
Okay, so that's 24 points of damage.
You rolled one.
I said 24
No,
before.
I did it because
I might have been a roll off, but that's pretty.
No, you know what? I have him here.
it,
I
do
have
it.
him here. Why
Come
not?
on.
Let's just do it.
I think that's pretty freaking awesome.
Never rolled this many fucking.
Let's go.
Okay.
Do that math. Do that
15.
Look at Travis, 15. 15. I love it. I love it. I love it. Everything's high
25,
rolls. I love it.
25 points.
I have no drinks left. I drink all this stuff. All this stuff is
You
strength.
rip around. You see where the eyes are, so you don't need to even see where the neck is. If the eyes are that far apart, right there. The first thing that becomes visible is the blood hitting the wall, and you hear the drop before the spell fades.
Oh my god.
This person went from being invisible to being dead and didn't have time to register.
Who
what
is it? Oh
happened.
my god, who the hell is
You
it?
see a body materialize out of invisibility.
Is it someone bad?
Chunks of skin carved off of a shaved head. Lips.
Whom is it? Oh my god,
carved
who
off
the
a
fuck is
face,
it?
What?
Wearing rags covered in infernal runes. A mortal man who nonetheless is stitched together with orange irises and bloodshot
What?
eyes staring out of a dead face. You hear behind you from the mirror.
What?
You will never reach the Wild Mother's embrace in time. Are you looking for something? You turn around, and in the mirror you see a shape. In mist. Swimming in the fog. In the mutilated face of Vespin Chlorus.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You son of a bitch. What the fuck was that?
Reaches forward, hits the other side of the mirror, the glass cracks, and the face is gone. And the crack remains as you see your own image behind the shattered glass in the reflection. And that's all for this episode.
What the fuck was that? Jeez, I didn't see it going there. I knew there'd be a cliffhanger, but that was pretty good.
Tune in next week. Let's see if things get better.
Let's see it. Let's see if things get better.
Do I do more? Should I do more of a...
Does he do more? I don't know. I'm sticking with it till he does.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
That's all.
Oh, we had with. Is it Thursday?
Oh, is it Thursday? There you go. There you go. Is it Tuesday yet? Oh, I love it.
Amazing. All right, guys. So this ends on some crazy twisted cliffhanger. Travis, aka Sirit, he casts a spell. Eye for a detail. And it gives him this inner look on what happened in the incident. I'm not sure if they're trying to say he's dead or he is injured or something or trapped somewhere. I don't know. All I know is Vespin Chlorus has become some major plot point. The dude JB definitely told me Vespin Chlorus. He also told me about Purvan Suul, which is apparently the other big part of this whole thing. Purvan Suul, first off, love him, love the character. He walks in with dirty boots. He doesn't care. He's not trying to look good for the high society. He just has shit he needs to talk about, and he needs you people to understand that shit's going bad. He's the Queen Raven, the Raven Queen's champion. Amazing. I love him. He's got a wolf with him. What was the wolf's name? I feel like it sounded like Godric. I feel like it's Gardric or Gadric or I don't know, but it sounded like that. If you guys know me from other things, I love wolves. I always put out Monster Squad. So we have Purvan Suul with his wolf. He comes in, he tells us all this stuff about the Raven Queen. I feel like I heard in the lore, somebody told me something about the Raven Queen, where somebody took her place as the Queen of Death or the Lady of Death or whatever it was. I don't know if that has happened yet. I don't know if I'm thinking something totally wrong. Maybe I am. But either way, that is where he's from. He seems badass as hell, and he's here to tell us that Vespin Chlorus did something, and we're investigating it, and I'm sure that nobody right now knows anything that's going on as far as the details behind it all. Brendan is amazing. I honestly just want to edit this up for you guys. It's already after 5 o'clock. I am going to do episode 2 differently so that we all get a chance to talk about each part before we go into more depths, because I have honestly very little idea what's going on, but everything's amazing. Travis is amazing. He's my favorite voice. Lou's my favorite character. Everyone else, I feel like, is highly involved. But Xerxes, I feel like, is very quiet, very dramatic. Abria and Sam are the comedic relief, and Marisha seems like she's the higher society that controls it all, so to speak, even though she doesn't control it all. You know what I mean? She has the highest power level, I feel like, because of her family. Guys, I'm just going to go edit this up. You want to see more of what I do? Full unedited episodes of all the shows you see on the channel. Seasons ahead of what you're seeing. Dozens of exclusives you only see on Patreon. I just don't have the time to edit it all for YouTube. Go check it out. If not, comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.